Hello, welcome to today's class. So in this module, we're going to be looking into project management and delivering client success. Now, we've talked about how to acquire clients and, of course, every other thing in between. But you see, if you do not deliver the project successfully, there's going to be a problem. Alright? And that's why we're talking about this today. Now, question. Have you ever worked with a freelancer or contractor who missed deadlines or overpromised and then under-delivered? Have you ever come across such? Yeah, I have. And honestly, it wasn't palatable. It wasn't a palatable experience. So I don't know your own experience, but I'd like you to share it with us in the groups. Alright, so moving on. Why is project management important? Why does it really matter? Now, first and foremost, you have to understand that the work that you do, the value that you bring to your client, or the service that you are going to be rendering to your client is actually a project. Alright, you must see it as a project and you must approach it from the standpoint of a project manager. Alright, and this is what this model is actually all about. So when you approach it from the standpoint of a project manager, then you can use project management methodology, project management tools to actually execute it efficiently and effectively. Alright? So, why is this important? Because projects this methodology is going to help you keep the project on time and within the scope. Alright? Project management helps you keep the project, that is, the work you're doing for the client, the service you are rendering to the client. Project management helps you keep it. It helps you deliver it on time. Alright? It helps you deliver it on time. It helps you keep the project on time and within scope. Now, this is very, very important. You could give the client a timeline for the project. Maybe 2 weeks. It would take to design the website in 2 weeks. Or it would take 3 days to edit the video. Right? And then after 3 weeks, the client is still calling you. You are still telling stories. No. Right? If you approach that service, that work as a project, and then you use project management methodology, you'll be able to work within time, the time frame that you have agreed with the client, and also work within the scope of the project. Alright? And that will bring about efficient delivery and effective service. Okay? So secondly, project management helps to build trust and credibility with clients. So when you do that service, whatever it is, and you're able to deliver it within the time and within the scope, even within the budget, it helps to build trust. It builds your trust with the client, and it also turbocharges your credibility. You become more credible in the eyes of the clients. Are you getting that now? Number 3, project management helps to prevent scope creep and burnout. Scope creep actually means when the project has gone beyond the boundaries or the limits. Right? The project was supposed to run for 2 weeks and now it's going to 2 months. Still uncompleted. Still not delivered. That's what we call scope creep. Either the project goes beyond the time or the the funds that you require for the project goes beyond what was initially estimated. Alright, you estimated to do this a project for $5,000, and then about 60 to 70% into the project, you've already exhausted the money, and then you're asking the client for another money. That's called scope creep. Okay. And apart from that, there's something called burnout. You get tired of the project. You get disillusioned with the project. That's burnout. So when you use project management, it helps you to prevent this. Also, project management brings about happy clients, repeat business, and referral. So if you're able to keep your project on time and within the project scope, and then you build trust with your clients, you have credibility with them, and there's nothing like scope creep, why not? The client is going to be happy. And when the client is happy, he's going to come back to you for more business. And not only coming back to you, he's going to refer others to you, refer his friends, refer his family, colleagues, other people to you, because he is satisfied with the level of service that you have given to him or her. Alright? Next, what are the key principles of project management for freelancers? Not just for freelancers, for business owners. Alright? Anyone who runs an online business, everyone who runs a digital agency, or any kind of business that you have to operate wholly or partly online. Alright, so this works for you. What are the key principles? Firstly, communicate clearly with clients. Communication cannot be overemphasized. Alright? There are a lot of things good communication can do for you. First and foremost, it will help bring you and the client on the same page. It will help establish an understanding of the requirements, what is required, alright, of the outcome. So this is very, very important. So communicate clearly. Secondly, set realistic timelines. Alright? Don't tell the client the project or the work is going to be done in 2 days when you know that it's going to take probably 2 weeks. Alright? Rather, it's better you under-promise and over-deliver. If it's going to take 2 weeks, tell the client it's going to take 3 weeks. So within 2 weeks, you're done and deliver to the client. The client will be, wow, I thought you said it was going to be done by 3 weeks. It's 2 weeks and you're already done. Yeah. That's how it works. You under-promise and over-deliver. Okay, so set realistic timelines. Alright? Define deliverables upfront. So you need to let the client know what is the deliverable, what is the outcome, what is the transformation. Alright? Upfront, let the client know. Track progress using tools. Now you have to know where you are at each stage in the project. Okay? So that's why you have to be conversant with tools, digital tools. We're going to see some of them shortly. Handle revisions professionally. Maybe something went wrong and then a part of the work is to be redone. Alright? So it's better to handle them professionally. Alright? Because sometimes you could get disillusioned and become emotional. Alright? Because this is a revision. Do you understand? Maybe the client didn't get the description well, the requirements well. There was a misalignment in the communication at some point or the other. Alright, so you are supposed to handle the revisions professionally. Okay? Now, what are those tools for managing projects? We have Trello and Asana, and these ones are used for task and deadline tracking. Alright, so these tools are out there online, and Also, we have them in our project management training program. You can make inquiry for that, and we'll contact you. Alright, so we also have Google Drive and Dropbox. These ones are used for file sharing and organization. Okay. We also have Slack and WhatsApp. This is usually used for client communication. Alright, client communication. Then we have Zoom and Meet. That's Google Meet. You can use those for your meetings, for your presentation. Alright, and I think you'll find them quite helpful. Alright, now what is the client onboarding process? First, send welcome mail or plus the contract to them. The contract, maybe they requested a quote or something. Alright, so when they have seen it and they are okay with it, then the contract is established. You send welcome email to them. Don't just ignore them. Send welcome emails to them. Right? Gather requirements, form or discovery call. So after sending a welcome mail, the next thing you're supposed to send them is your brochure to know more about the business. Alright, to know everything about the business. And you can also even give them a form to fill, alright, to collect their personal details, name, email address, and all that. Okay, and you can take it a step further and do what we call a discovery call, where you try to understand the business, understand the problems and the pain points, so that you can provide solutions. Alright, so I have to state that clearly. It doesn't mean that you now start doing something that is not really right. Okay. Next, confirm project timeline and deliverables. So confirm with the clients the timeline for the project and also what the client is going to be getting at the end of each timeline. Right? Share your workflow and tools. So it's good you share your workflow and tools with your clients. This also helps to boost credibility. Okay? Now, next is delivering client success. How do you deliver success to your clients? First, provide regular updates. Now, it could be weekly check-ins, it could be daily check-ins, alright, 3 times a week, whatever the case. Ensure it is consistent. You're providing updates for the clients. Be transparent about progress or delays. So this is very, very important. When there's a delay or something, some people tend not to be concerned enough or sensible enough to take ownership of it. Alright, so we shouldn't really happen. Be transparent. Exceed expectations. Add small bonuses. So when people come to you after giving them the main thing, the real thing, the core products that you're supposed to give to them, the core service you're supposed to give to them, you can add small bonuses. Alright, so that will also help. Ask for feedback and testimonials after delivery. Now you see the reason why you must, your delivery must be top notch. It must be excellent. Alright, so when you're able to do that, then you can get a good feedback from the client and possibly testimonials, and that is very important. But you are going to have to be the one to ask for it. Alright, so you say ask for feedback and testimonials after delivery. Alright, so we'll come to the point whereby you will take action. So what project management tool are you going to use this week? Like I said, there's Trello, there's Asana, there's Monday.com, there's Project MX. So there are quite a number of them. You go online, do your research, several of them, then you choose one that you can work with. Right? Second, create a client onboarding checklist. Create a client onboarding checklist. So who are going to be your clients? How are you going to onboard them? All right. Commit to weekly progress updates. So this very important. Commit to weekly progress updates. You have to be updating the clients every single week. All right. So what are the key takeaways from this module? Project management brings about client satisfaction, and that leads to repeat business. All right. Use tools to stay organized and professional. When you're professional or you're organized, it will help you to boost your credibility further, and that is a very, very important brand identity. Okay, deliver client success to build long-term relationship. Deliver client success to build long-term relationship. So you're not just looking at this service that you're giving to the client. Look at long-term service, building long-term relationships. All right. So outside of a normal activity in itself, you could decide to maybe strike up a conversation. All right. Open up a conversation in an area of mutual interest. All right. Just to build that relationship, get the client to talk about himself or herself and her business challenges more. All right. So that's great. Now, what are you going to be doing after this model? You know the drill. You jump on the workbook. All right. To go ahead and complete the workbook. And then secondly, create your client onboarding process, which I talked about. Ensure that you have your onboarding in place so that it makes the transaction very, very, very smooth. Share your onboarding checklist in the group for feedback. All right. So we want to hear from you, want to see what you're doing, want to learn from you, and also be able to correct you. All right. So ensure you share that in the group. Okay. So that'll be all for this module. I'll see you in the next class. Bye for now.